Hey, let's get it. We're just doing a short stream tonight. I wasn't planning on streaming, but uh I decided, we might as well. And it would also be nice to continue our journey to the far lands. Like, I always have this mentality where if I'm gonna play video games, I might as well stream it. And, even if I'm not live for a long period of time, going live for like an hour is better than not going live at all. So we're gonna just stream a little bit more of our Farlands journey, and then we'll take a break. Let me just quickly announce that I'm live on Discord real quick. Apologies for the delayed start here. Just want to let everyone on Discord know that we're live. I'm not even gonna bother announcing that I'm live on Twitter because I'm probably only gonna be live for like an hour. But at the very least, my Discord server can know about the stream. Let's get it. I'm also going to play some Spotify music to start us off here. Yeah, we'll just vibe out. If you're not immediately suspicious for this stream, at least for the start of the stream, you probably weren't here last time. However, if you were here last time and you are suspicious, that's completely reasonable. I am in a different spot than last stream. In fact, last stream we were at about 17,000 blocks. Tonight we're at 21,000 blocks. That's because I played a little bit off camera for a Patreon video. So there is proof of me traveling those 4,000 blocks or whatever. I just did it for a Patreon video. So if you want to see the distance we covered in between the last stream and this stream, I guess go check it out on the Patreon. It's not that big of a deal. I don't think anyone's really gonna care. I don't think anyone's gonna point at their screen and be like, he's cheating! He teleported 4,000 blocks in a 15 million block journey. No. It's on the Patreon. Or at least it will be on the Patreon. I edited the video, I just haven't uploaded it yet. It'll be on my Patreon. I just made a short video talking about this series and traveling a little bit for this series. As you might notice, by the way, the lag that we were experiencing last time is also mostly gone. In the last series, what the heck am I saying? In the last live stream, I was lagging a lot. And we could fix it by like adjusting our render distance and turning the graphics on fast, things like that. However, I learned that there's some other ways you can help fix the lag. If you play in peaceful mode, it removes all of the mobs in the caves below you, which that improves your frame rate a little bit. And I also downloaded I don't even know if you would call it a mod. It's more of a plugin for the game that... Sound is so loud, by the way. I downloaded a plugin for the game that improves the frame rate, the stuttering, and more specifically the lagging that you experience in beta 1.7.3. Because the farther you get away from your spawn, the farther you get away from 0, in this beta version of the game, the more the game lags. And we were already experiencing that last night in the first stream of this series. Last night we were, like I said, about 17,000 blocks away, and the game was lagging like crazy. Now, it's not so bad, because we have this plugin to help remove the lag. So that's nice. I'm happy with that. Hopefully, as we get further and further away from spawn, that lag does not come back. But I doubt it. I mean, this is a plugin a lot of other people have used to help mitigate lag in their Farlands journey. Like I said, it's not really fair calling it a mod because it doesn't really modify the game at all. It just removes the lag. I guess you could call it a mod if you want. I did say in my first Farlands live stream that I was going to try and get to the Farlands entirely in vanilla Minecraft, but I very quickly realized how stupid that was. How just frustrating that was going to be because of the lag. And therefore, I'd much rather play with no lag and technically have one mod installed than beat it in vanilla. Like, I don't even care. The whole beating this challenge in vanilla and getting to the Farlands in vanilla is far less important to me than the frame rate of the game and actually having watchable live streams. Because if the live stream is lagging the entire time, it's not going to be like entertaining and watchable, and people are going to want to leave the stream because it's just going to be so abhorrent on the eyes. So yeah, we're gonna rock with this plugin that helps remove the lag. Otherwise, I'm having a wonderful night. Oh, one thing y'all missed during that Patreon recording is I found a saddle. However, I realized that's probably pointless considering there are no horses in this version of Minecraft. I still picked it up because, you know, it's a rare item. It's pretty cool. Might as well have a saddle in my inventory, but I could always get rid of it if I need more inventory space for, like, wood or wool or food, things like that. But yeah, I think the biggest change for this live stream versus the last one is the fact that we're going to be playing in peaceful mode now. Last time I was playing in normal difficulty and there were mobs that would spawn and stuff. However, I realized, especially after reading some advice online from other people who have attempted this challenge, that playing in peaceful is going to make this experience far better. Not only because we will very likely not die, but also because mobs won't spawn. And if there are no mobs spawning, then there will be less lag. That was one of the biggest, like, pieces of advice I got when researching how to better complete this challenge last night. Because after I ended the stream last night, one of the first things I did was Google how to remove the lag and, like, strategies for how to do this challenge as best as possible. And when I was looking up how to remove the lag, I found that plugin, mod, whatever you want to call it. I found that, downloaded it, installed it, and it's working like a charm. It took me a little bit to figure out how to install it, because it wouldn't let me play the game with it installed at first, but eventually I figured it out. And like I said, some of the other pieces of advice I got as far as like strategy goes to help the game go faster and help this challenge go by faster was to turn on peaceful mode, turn down your render distance, turn the graphics down, just turn everything down so the game runs a little bit faster. And obviously that makes sense. I mean, the faster the game's able to run, the faster you will be able to walk 15 million blocks to the Farlands. But yeah, I think from here on out, we're going to run in peaceful mode. If we start to lag again, I'll turn the render distance down even lower. Right now we have it in normal. I think having the render distance in far was overkill. That was unnecessary. Normal is fine. But if we start to lag again, we could always lower it to, I think the next one is short, and then there's even one less than that. Yeah. I don't know. Overall, I've been looking forward to this series for a while. I'm excited that we're finally playing the Far Lands, or at least trying to get to the Far Lands, voyaging out to the Far Lands. This bed strategy is also going to be crucial in my success, I feel like. Come on. How's it not night yet? Let me go to sleep, please. There we go. That's actually a really pretty view. We just get the moon rising on the horizon. Right in front of our bedside. Okay. I guess I technically don't need torches anymore because there's no mobs that are going to spawn. We could potentially get rid of the torches to save ourselves some inventory space. It's not a terrible idea, actually. Wait, yeah, that's not a bad idea. We could get rid of the torches. It's now that we're playing in peaceful mode. The torches don't really have a purpose. I was using them to prevent mobs from spawning like on top of my head while I slept the night off. And I was also using them to like light up caves, but I'm not really going to be caving anymore. We're just going to be walking in a straight line, trying to get to the Far Lands. So, I don't know. I don't know if it's actually necessary. Again, maybe if we run out of inventory space, we could get rid of the torches. Same with the saddle that I'm just holding on to because it's funny and it's cool to have a saddle. It's like a rare item. But if we run out of inventory space, we could get rid of the torches. Oh boy. Hopefully everyone's doing well though. I'm just kind of relaxing tonight. I played a little bit of games with friends tonight, which some people might ask why I didn't live stream that, especially when I literally introed this live stream talking about how I try to stream whenever I play games. And that's true. I did say that. I like to live stream any and every time I play games to take advantage of it, and also just because like it makes sense. Why would I play games and not live stream it? But tonight I was playing games with some of my coworkers, and sometimes, especially when I play with coworkers, I don't like broadcasting it because, one, I don't want to put their personal lives on blast. They're not like content creators. They're not, you know, people that I make like content with or live stream with. They're just my coworkers. So, you know, that's one reason I don't like live streaming gaming sessions with coworkers. But the other reason I don't like live streaming gaming sessions with coworkers is because it really limits the conversation. Because, like, if we're talking shit about, like, something that happened at work, or potentially talking shit about a specific person, we can't really talk about that on live stream. Like, it shuts the conversation down real fast. Which, you know, I don't want to be the reason that I, like, can't have an open, fun conversation with my coworkers. I don't want to limit the things we talk about. It makes me feel like a buzzkill, you know? So, I'll sometimes, occasionally, live stream with my coworkers, but it's usually planned ahead of time. That way, they know, like, not to say something that they don't want online, and I know, like, to expect a different type of conversation. That makes sense. Thank you for the follow, by the way. TTV El Taco. I appreciate it. Thank you. But yeah, it's kind of the same reason I don't really live stream with my wife much anymore. I mean, when we were boyfriend and girlfriend, we live streamed all the time. But now that we're man and wife, different. No, I'm joking. But what I am trying to say is that, like, I don't live stream with my wife as much as I used to. I used to play games with her all the time on stream. But nowadays, we're just kind of busy. Both of us are much, much more busy with our full-time jobs nowadays. So we don't really have the time to play games as much as we used to. Which is kind of sad to say out loud. That just kind of bums me out, saying that out loud. But the other reason I don't really like live streaming with my wife is because I like having our private time be private. Like when I'm playing games with her, I want that to almost be like a date, something we can enjoy by ourselves. I don't really want to broadcast our Stardew Valley gaming sessions to everyone because I prefer it to just be us. Pick a number 1 through 10. I love how ominous this is. There's no context at all. We'll go with 9. I'll choose 9. I feel like 9 is a number not a lot of people pick when asked that question, and also I really like the number 9. I mean, it's quite literally in my username. My username is Wolf99. So we'll go with 9. I'm curious what the result of my choice is going to be, what the consequences of my actions are. You know, it'd be really funny if they just left the chat and they didn't answer. That would be the best troll. If you just join a chat and be like, pick a number 1 through 10 and then leave the chat. That's like a harmless troll. See, I feel like nowadays, especially with TikTok promoting content that's like super, I'll send you 9K likes. No, you're gonna get carpal tunnel in your hand. I don't want you to like hurt your fingers, my friend. That's insane. I mean, I appreciate any of the likes you send, but that's crazy if you do 9K. I won't stop you, but I worry. I'll say that. I am a little worried. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so I feel like TikTok, it's like popularized a lot of like prank videos and like troll videos where people are like messing with innocent people in public, which I don't like, but I do love a harmless prank. I gotta be honest. Like, that would have been the funniest harmless prank, I'm not gonna lie, if you just go into a chat and be like, hey, what's your favorite food? And then leave before they answer. That's kind of funny, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, I could not make it through that gap. I'll help. Oh, thank you, Dylan. I appreciate it. Thank you for the follow, by the way. New day, new hobbies. Honestly, that's kind of relatable to my life. I feel like every year I just pick up a new hobby. And very rarely do I, like, leave an old hobby behind. So, like, I'll pick up... Like, last year I picked up the hobby of building custom keyboards. So, an example, I have one behind me. This is how you know it's bad. I have a couple keyboards behind me, but I have one within arm's reach, and it's not the keyboard I'm using. I built this one. It's like a fake Lego keyboard. I say fake because it's not made by the Lego company, but it's basically Legos. You can kind of see. It's built together with like bricks and stuff. Built this keyboard. It was dope. It also sounds very nice. It's very clacky. Hold up. I mean, if I realize my microphone is not going to pick it up unless I talk at the same time, because I have my microphone set up to, like, what's the word? Drown out all background noise. So if I just type on the keyboard, it's not going to pick it up. But if I talk and type, you can hear. Very clacky. Very nice. And like 2 years ago, I picked up the hobby of just riding roller coasters. That was my entire life for an entire year, 2 years ago. And then sometimes I'll pick up a hobby and like ditch it. I used to be really into coin collecting. And I still have a lot of like rare coins. But I kind of gave up on it because I'm the type of person where I like to fully complete something. So if it's like a video game, I want to 100% that video game. And coin collecting is the antithesis of that. Like, trying to collect coins, there's a literal infinite number of coins that exist from all different types of currencies and civilizations. And I kind of got almost frustrated with it because I felt like I couldn't collect everything I wanted to. Especially, it's so expensive as well. Oh my god. I was way too poor for the hobby of coin collecting. It's cheaper to build custom keyboards than it is to collect coins. So yeah, I kind of ditched that hobby. Ditched that hobby real fast. But yeah, I don't know. I also think I'm someone who likes to try new things. That's for sure. Like, I love going on road trips and visiting new places. That's what me and my wife did for our honeymoon this year. We went up to Maine and just visited most of like the Northeast US. So like Vermont, New Hampshire, did like upstate New York, went through Connecticut, Massachusetts. And a lot of those states were states I had never been to before. I had never visited those places before. And that was a lot of fun. I picked up knitting with yarn. Okay. Currently on dehydrating things. My dad was big into dehydrating stuff for a while. He had like years worth of food dehydrated and just like stored away in our basement. Honestly, it was kind of convenient. Like if I wanted a snack, I could go downstairs and just grab something. Of course, that was back when I still lived at home, but yeah, I don't know. I actually think that's like a good hobby to pick up because it's practical. It's something you can use for like future. I've started collecting coins from every type of currency, but only ones I find or are given. See, that's a healthy way to go about it. You're not going to go broke. You've given yourself a nice kind of stopping point. I should have done that for myself, but instead I spent way too much money getting into coin collecting and then gave up. I mean, I've sold some of the stuff I had, so I made some of the money back, but I definitely lost money getting into the coin collecting hobby. And sure, I have a cool collection of coins now, I guess, but like, I have not looked at those coins, cared about those coins. I have not participated in the hobby of coin collecting in a couple years, probably. It's been a while. I plan to dehydrate pudding tomorrow. I don't know if I've ever tried dehydrated pudding. At least, like, you know, myself from, like, scratch. I don't even think my family did that. That sounds interesting, though. I do love pudding. It's not, like, the best dessert, but it's reliable. You know what I mean? It's something you can always go back to. It's almost nostalgic. I don't know if that makes sense, but it makes sense in my head. Thank you for all the likes, by the way. I don't know if I said that or not. I appreciate it. Like, obviously, ice cream's great. Dehydrated ice cream, also not bad. But, like, I feel like I get bored of ice cream sometimes. Like, if I have ice cream as a dessert 2-3 meals in a row, I don't want it again for like a month. And maybe that's just the way I am with a lot of food. I get bored of some food very quickly. For example, in college, I ate so many Pringles. I constantly had like at least 2 or 3 just tubes of Pringles in my dorm. And then that resulted in me A couple years later, once I moved out of my dorm and I lived in an apartment, realizing that I hate Pringles now. Like, I could not even swallow a Pringle. The thought of it was disgusting to me. And it was because I ate them for way too long. I ate way too many of them for way too long. And I think more importantly, I was eating them like for so much time, back to back to back. Like if I eat something too much in a row, then I get tired of it real quick. Same goes with like condiments. I'll have phases in my life where I either put condiments on everything, ketchup, mustard, mayo, honey mustard, barbecue sauce, even hot sauce if I'm feeling like extra, you know, extra crazy. Put some sriracha on there. But like, eventually, if I do it too much and I go overboard with it, I'll get completely just tired of condiments. Like right now, I'm at a stage in my life where I just don't want condiments on anything. And eventually, I'll get bored of that and I'll start putting condiments on everything again. I think I just, like I said, I like to mix things up. I like to experience new things, or at the very least, like, I don't like doing the same thing over and over again. Which is hilarious that I say that, considering this is the current series that we're doing on my live stream. A series where we are doing basically the same thing over and over again. Just walking in a straight line for 15 million blocks. But maybe this will help fix the issues that I have, the impatience that I most definitely have. I'm definitely an impatient person. Maybe my Minecraft Farlands playthrough will fix me. This challenge will fix me. I don't need therapy, I just need the Minecraft Farlands. But yeah, I don't know. This is such a long, like, rabbit hole of a topic, all from reading your username, by the way. But it made me think a lot about, like, the way I am as a person. It's also crazy to think that this is the beta version of Minecraft, because it still looks so pretty. Like, as simplistic as this game is, I think it's so pretty. It's just got a very, I don't know, appealing aesthetic to it. It's just, it's not like a beautiful, gorgeous game graphically, but I do think it looks really nice for what it is. Yeah. Oh, didn't mean to open my inventory there. We haven't found any sheep in a while, which is kind of a bummer, because I need to shear some more sheep soon. I mean, it's not a pressing issue. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not running out of wool, but if I don't find sheep, eventually I will. I'm also surprised we haven't had to sleep in a while. Feels like this day has lasted forever in Minecraft. But that's fine. These beds are basically just checkpoints anyways. Like, I'm only using these beds to save my spawn point. But I don't know, this is just a very relaxing series. I think the lo-fi music I'm playing in the background is helping. It's helping me kind of chill out. I'm having fun just playing the beta version of Minecraft. Because, like, I'd never played the Minecraft beta before this. Um, you know, not that it's anything crazy. You could make the argument that it's less fun than the modern version of the game. And that's obvious. I mean, the modern version of the game has gone through a million updates and has added way more to the game than this has. But I think there's something like special about this beta version of the game. It's very old school. It almost reminds me of like how Minecraft Pocket Edition was played back in the day. I don't know if anyone played old school Minecraft Pocket Edition, but before Minecraft Pocket Edition became what it is now, and what it is now is basically Minecraft Bedrock Edition, pretty much the same thing, and it's very modernized. The older version of Minecraft Pocket Edition was a lot like this. You couldn't run. You didn't have a hunger bar to heal your health. You had to just eat food, and depending on the food item you ate, determined how much health that you healed. So like steak would be 4, an apple would be 2, a slice of watermelon would be like a half of a heart or something. Stuff like that. It's very, very similar to how the Minecraft beta plays. Also, I forgot about this. Old school Pocket Edition did not have unlimited maps. Like, it didn't have infinitely generating worlds. That's a better way of wording it. The maps on old school Minecraft had like basically an invisible wall surrounding it. So you got like a very limited amount of space to build on and also mine for your supplies. And it was crazy to think about. Like it's crazy to think about how different Minecraft Pocket Edition is now compared to what it once was back then. Like old school Minecraft Pocket Edition, it's way different. What's your favorite food item? I have a feeling this is gonna be the troll. No, my favorite food item. That's tough. I love seafood. They did just leave the stream. That's so funny. That's so funny. That's good. That's what I was waiting for. That's so funny. I just watched your name disappear from the viewer list. I love seafood. I really do. That's why me and my wife went to Maine and traveled across the entire Northeast, really, for our honeymoon. But we spent the majority of our honeymoon in Maine. And I spent that entire like week just eating like lobster and crab and all of the seafood I could ever want. I really, really like seafood. What's your opinion on crawfish? Like, to eat? Because I feel like not a lot of people actually eat crawfish. Maybe it's because of where I live, which is just like in the boonies of Pennsylvania. But I knew more people growing up who would catch them as kids and then keep them as pets than people who would actually eat them. And I think that's just because they don't have a lot of meat. But like, that's probably, again, because I live in Pennsylvania and the crawfish here are very small. But like, a lot of my friends growing up and like kids that I lived on the same street with would like catch them and try to keep them as pets. Me personally, I think it's fine. Like, I don't know if I would say it's my favorite thing to eat as far as like seafood is concerned. I love lobster. I love scallops. Shrimp is like a classic. It's not, you know, anything that's gonna blow you away. But again, it's similar to like pudding we were talking about earlier. Pudding, it's always there. It always has your back. It's reliable, and that's how shrimp is. But I will say, like, I would rank it like mid-tier. there's very few seafood items I would rank in low tier. I think for me, one of the only seafood items that I've never been able to get with, one of the only things I cannot enjoy are raw oysters. Because I just hate the texture, the sliminess of it. It's like you're trying to just like swallow a raw egg. Like a little, no, that's too messed up. I was gonna call it like a little alien, but that's maybe not a appropriate. It's just a gross way of describing it. I just don't like raw oysters. And that's saying something, because I like almost every and any seafood item I've ever eaten. Like, I've had those baby squids that you eat whole. You eat them literally whole. If you're, you know, man enough, you can eat them in one bite. Just an entire baby squid in one bite. And I like that. I think it's pretty good. It does, you know, gross me out a little bit seeing the eyes and eating the eyes, but it doesn't taste bad. It just, you know, makes me a little icky. But yeah, I'll even eat like raw squid and stuff like that, and I don't mind. I like it. The only seafood item I do not like is oysters. What is your biggest fear? That's tough. See, because if you asked me this like a couple years ago, I probably would have said like the fear of being forgotten. Because I feel like back in the day, I always felt like the type of person where I was never anyone's priority. Like in my friend groups, whether it be my high school friend groups or my college friend groups or my online friend groups or even my like friend groups at work, like coworkers, I am like not I'm not in the main circle. You know what I mean? I'm almost like an alternate, a second thought. That's how I felt, at least back in the day. And therefore, like, one of my biggest fears was just being forgotten about, and like amongst like friends and family, people not really actually caring about me. But I don't think that would be a fear of mine anymore. At least it's not something I think about anymore as much as I used to, because I have a wife now. So I know that there's always like at least one person that does care about me. Thank you for the likes, by the way. There's like one person that will always care about me, and I know that there's one person I can rely on, and there's at least one person that will like keep me close. So I don't know. I also used to be really afraid of heights, but not so much anymore since I started going to amusement parks regularly. It's kind of helped fix that fear. I think... You know, as embarrassing as it is to admit after just going on this long, personal, emotional rant about my younger self's fear of being forgotten, that was like a very, you know, raw, emotional thing to talk about. I think my current biggest fear might be like spiders. Genuinely, I hate most insects, and spiders number one. And that sounds so silly in comparison to the fear of being forgotten, but it's true. Like, I am completely willing to admit that, like, in my relationship, if there's a spider somewhere in the house, I make my wife kill it. Because, like, it's so gross. There's very few insects that I can justify existing in the same spot as me, like the same, oh, like location. I hate it. I hate it. I get judged a lot because my biggest fear is frogs. I don't think that's worth judging. I think some frogs, the sliminess of them, ugh, gross. I hate feeling as though like there's anything on my hands, specifically like greasy. So like when I'm cooking, I have to wash my hands like 20 times because I hate the feeling of anything being on my hands. And one of my least favorite things in this world is Vaseline because it is so slimy and greasy, and I hate the feeling of it being on my skin, specifically my hands. Like, I just want my hands to be dry and clean at all times. And I could totally relate to hating frogs because just the thought of like holding one and my hands being slimy makes me want to physically recoil. But again, that's maybe more because I hate anything being on my hands that's like unclean, and less because I hate the animal itself. I found out they had teeth and it made me cry. Wait, I didn't know they had teeth. This makes me uncomfortable. Since when did they have teeth? I thought they just had like that really long tongue. And then they, I'm assuming, either crush things with the pressure of their mouth or swallow bugs whole. I mean, I'm definitely describing like a cartoon version of a frog right now. But like, what the heck? I didn't know they had teeth. I feel like you are actively ruining frogs for me right now. I'm never gonna be able to look at frogs the same. That's gross. Oh, maybe let's not die here. Might be a good idea. What the heck? See, I found out while being forced to cut one open for my class because it was worth 1/4 of my grade. Wait, that's insane. See, now that you mention it, it's bringing back memories of when I had to do that, but that was a long time ago for me. I had to do it in 7th grade, and I was 12 years old in 7th grade. So that would have been over... No, I almost said over 20. That's not math. That would have been over 10 years ago now. Yeah, so it's been over 10 years since I had to dissect a frog. But when I did it in school, it was not a requirement. Like, you could skip it, and you wouldn't lose any points on your grade. That's crazy to me that it was 1/4 of your grade. That's wild. Especially when you consider, like, usually exams alone are like a 4th year grade. So they're justifying that dissecting a frog is worth as much as an exam. Not just an exam. Most of your exams. That's crazy. No, yeah, I'll be so honest, I completely forgot about the whole dissecting frog thing in school. But then again, I haven't thought about high school in a while. Maybe for good reason. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, high school was a long time ago for me, so what I'm about to say next, it's not that shocking, but I'm only inviting, like, 3 people. Maybe 4 people from my high school to my wedding, which I just realized that sentence made no sense. I am married, actively married, but we have not had our wedding yet. We just got married legally. We're waiting until November to have the wedding because it's a lot cheaper to have the wedding in like the winter. Trying to have a wedding in the summer is insane. It's so much more expensive. I'm convinced the wedding industry is a scam, so that's a whole another topic for another time. But yeah, I realized I should have explained that because I've been talking about my wife a lot this live stream, and then just mentioned how my wedding hasn't happened yet. Those two things completely contradict. Well, if I didn't do the frog thing, my grade would have dropped to where I had to take the exam, which I would have failed. Okay. I mean, that doesn't make it any better for, like, the justification of why whatever teacher, professor, etc. decided to make the grading system this way. But at least you were able to save yourself from failing. Because that would have sucked if you failed. Like, that's so stupid. Would have been the dumbest reason to fail a class. And it would not have been your fault. But then again, I literally failed a class. The only time I've ever failed a class was in college. And it was because the professor was one of the worst people I've ever met. I've told this story before on stream, but it was a while ago, so I don't feel bad telling it again. The only time I've ever failed a class, ever in my life, was in college. And it was because the professor, he was a journalism professor. The grade consisted of 4, it was either 3 or 4, but I'm pretty sure 4 papers that we had to write. And he did not grade any of those papers until after the class was over, quite literally. So like the first paper was about 1/4 of the way through the class. The second paper was halfway through the class, and it was like the midterm basically. The third paper was 3/4 of the way through the class, and then the last paper was the final. He did not grade any of them until after the final and after the class was done. So none of us knew what our grades were until after the class was over. And we all learned very quickly that he was apparently a very tough grader, because I was not the only one to fail that class. I got my 4 papers back, and it was not enough to pass. I think I got like a D. And in my university, at least, you needed a C to pass your class and get credit for that class. And yeah, I really just did not like that man. Like I said, I was not the only one that failed that class, so he was just brutal. Absolutely brutal to everyone. I'm saving up for culinary college. I want to own a bakery. Can't wait to make a wedding cake for someone. That's actually so sweet. I'm really excited for our wedding cake, even though it's not going to be like anything special. Just because it's like such a like stereotypical fun thing to do at a wedding is like have the big wedding cake and like cut into it. I know some couples will like smear it in each other's faces. We've both agreed that we're not going to do that to each other. It's a little fucked up. But yeah, I'm just excited for like the simple existence of a wedding cake. I don't know. That gets me very happy and excited for the wedding, even more so than I already am. But yeah, we have only a couple more months until the wedding. Like I said, it's going to be in November. I'm looking forward to that. Oh man, I'm so tired. To be fair, it is 1:30 in the morning. Oh my gosh, why am I awake? Ouch. Dude, that old school damage sound effect, it's so funny. I love it. That also reminds me of the good old days. But yeah, I don't know. It's funny because like I've had a couple people ask me, like, how does it feel to be married, since we are legally married, just haven't had the wedding yet. And people have asked me like, is it any different? Not Not really. I mean, I'm not trying to make it sound like it's not special. Obviously, it's special, but I think it's not different for us because we were already living together beforehand. And, you know, we had planned it out so much ahead of time. It wasn't like spontaneous. I think the only spontaneous part of the entire wedding marriage process was the proposal. Obviously, I'm not going to tell her when I'm going to propose. Gotta keep that a secret. But otherwise, like, everything was so planned out and, like, thought out. And we already lived together. Like, we've already spent 5 years of our lives together. It doesn't really feel much different. But again, that's not necessarily a bad thing. Why do I have 2 sets of legs? Alright, this is definitely a glitch in the beta. I have 2 different pairs of legs. What the heck is going on? What were your favorite extracurricular activities? So I didn't... I could interpret this 2 different ways. So the first way is like after school extracurriculars, and I didn't do any of those. That was a little boring. I would just go straight home on the bus. But if you're just talking about like the classes you would take throughout the school day, which I'm assuming you are, if you're just talking about like those types of extracurriculars, I loved my video production classes in high school. I took video production 1 and 2 in my school, so both junior and senior year. And I think those classes were a big reason as to why I like still make content today as an adult. Like, I don't really make YouTube videos anymore, but I still like live streaming. It's like a fun way to just broadcast the things I'm doing, whether it be gameplay or like relaxing and hanging out with viewers and talking with people. And those video production classes helped teach me a lot just about how to do some of the stuff that I now know how to do. Like, I have no clue how to properly edit a video in a real video editing software. Like, I always edited my old YouTube videos on my phone, and that class taught me how to use like Adobe Premiere, which is what I still use today. So I loved video editing classes. I also took a digital art class in high school that I really, really liked. It was centered mostly around like using Photoshop and Adobe Illustrator. That was fun. I'm trying to think of like anything in college that stood out. In college, actually, I did take an extracurricular, technically, in college. I was part of the newspaper at my university, and I was a part of their like creative writing journal. I guess journal is the best word for it. It was a club that would publish students' stories. And that was actually the first place I ever published any of my writing, which was a really cool opportunity for me and a fun like club to be a part of. What were some of your favorite extracurriculars? I'm very curious to hear. See, I'm curious because when you asked me the fear question and I gave you my answer, I was not expecting frogs to be your answer. So now I'm curious to see what your answer is going to be about extracurriculars. But yeah, in college, I loved being a part of the newspaper and that like creative writing journal. I also just like the fact that I can say that I'm a published author now because I've published a couple of my short stories. It's a little bit of a humble brag. Maybe one day I'll finally get around to publishing a full-length novel, but for now, just a couple short stories. Well, I'm currently in JRTC, which is an amazing class for me. I'm finally set to be a squad leader this year. Honestly, yeah, that sounds like... I mean, I know not a lot about it because my school did not have it. I've only heard about it from friends I've made after high school. and their schools had it. But I can imagine it's definitely like beneficial in kind of just simple, like not. I'm trying to think of the way of wording this. Like just being able to actually like present and like organize yourself. I also keep taking life planning because it's fun. That sounds fun. I love doing like little things. Like I like making lists to help organize my life. Almost like to-do lists, but with extra steps. And I like scheduling out my entire existence. So like I have a calendar for my work and all of my like shifts that I'm gonna be working. And then I have a separate calendar for like when I'm gonna be live streaming and posting content online. And then I have a separate calendar for like what I'm doing in my free time. I love it because unlike gym, I have a reason to work out. Yeah. See, I actually really liked gym when I was a kid because I was just super competitive. I wasn't even that like physically you know, strong or I wasn't built like that. I was not like a Greek statue figure as a kid, nor have I ever been. I've never been a very physically impressive person, but I'm so competitive. And I think the reason I like gym is not only I was competitive, but like a lot of the people in gym class don't care at all. They're not competitive. So like it was the perfect opportunity for my competitive side to almost take advantage of the fact that people did not care about the things we were doing. And I could actually win physical activities, even though I was not a very physically impressive person, if that makes sense. Like, simple things like badminton, for example. We did a badminton tournament in our gym class, and no one cared about badminton. Everyone thought it was stupid. So I won the badminton tournament. Well, I won the doubles. We did 2 tournaments. A doubles tournament where you played with someone else, and then a singles tournament. I didn't win the singles tournament, but I won the doubles tournament with my friend. And I think it's in part because no one in gym cared, and I did. Just very competitive. Hey, how are you today, Rainbow Flakes? Sorry if I'm a little late to your message. It looks like I'm about 2 minutes late to replying to your message. I'll be honest, Rainbow Flakes, you're the first person to type in the Twitch chat tonight, so I haven't even really been looking at the Twitch chat. That's my fault. I've mostly been looking at the TikTok chat. But how are you this evening? Yeah, the gym teachers don't care for you unless you're like an athlete. Or if you're, oddly enough, a female? I don't know if it was just my school, but like, sometimes those gym teachers had a weird, I don't know, preference for, we'll move on. We'll move on. I think you know what I'm saying though. But, dude, there's this one sub in the gym that like was definitely a creep. Like we could all admit that. There's one sub for gym. Bro gave such weird vibes. Yeah. I do agree with what you're saying though. I think gym class in general is just like a weird culture. It's weird how like oftentimes gym teachers favoritize certain people because that can like affect so heavily how a class goes, especially a gym class. It's also definitely not okay if your gym teacher called you fat. But I think that's a much bigger, like, rooted issue that, you know, the school would probably have to deal with if they actually did deal with it. Who knows? I'm glad you're doing well, Rainbow Flakes. I'm doing pretty good. We're just kind of relaxing tonight. I'm trying to spend a little bit more time this evening journeying out to the Minecraft Farlands. Yeah, school has some weird gym teachers. Like I said, one of those subs, I'm certain he's got to be in a jail cell somewhere right now. For sure. Yeah, we're just kind of walking in a straight line, trying to get closer and closer with each live stream to the Minecraft Farlands. What is your favorite flower? Ooh. That's actually tough. Because I feel like it changes a lot. Again, this kind of shows, we've talked about it a lot tonight, how indecisive I am. My favorite things and my hobbies and my personal interests, they oftentimes change. I'll say a tulip, at least right now. Yeah, we'll go with that answer. I don't know how confident I am in that answer, but you know that's okay. How about everyone in the chat? Curious, favorite flowers? Go. This is now a pop quiz. We were just talking about high school. We're turning this stream into high school. Pop quiz time. Favorite flower, and also what year did the Titanic sink? And if you get that second question wrong, sorry, but you're banned. I don't make the rules. That's my bad, but I don't make the rules. I haven't thought about the Minecraft Farlands in years, or haven't heard about it in years. Yeah, I mean, that's completely understandable, considering it was removed from the game almost 20 years ago now. Like, this game has existed for forever, bro. Yeah, so we're actually currently playing on, and you can see it at the top left here, we're playing on Minecraft Beta 1.7.3. The Farlands only existed in the Minecraft Beta. Specifically, the last time it existed before it was removed by the developers, before they patched it out of the game, was Minecraft 1.7.3. So this is the last update, the most recent update. Using the word recent is hilarious because it's like almost 20 years old. But this is the last update that had the Farlands. And the reason I'm playing on 1.7.3 specifically is because some of the older versions of the game, some of the older like beta versions, it takes 32 million blocks to find the Farlands. In this version of Minecraft 1.7.3, it only takes 15 million. So it's less of a journey. It's going to take half the time, which is going to be crucial considering I expect this to take hundreds of hours, if not like 1,000 hours. So this is going to be a long-running series on my Twitch and TikTok live streams. I like corpse lilies. I've never... Hold up. Pause the game. I want to look up what a corpse lily looks like. Corpse lily. Oh, you weren't lying. This thing is huge. What the heck? It is the size of a toddler. Honestly, it's the size of like a goddamn preteen. Also, it's 1912, I think. I'll be so honest with you. I don't know when the Titanic sunk, so I'm gonna take your word for it, and you will not be banned. You could have given me the wrong answer, I wouldn't have known. But congrats, you've saved yourself from being banned. Anyways, you know, it's 1 in the morning. I'm having a little bit too much fun. They smell like rotten flesh? How do you know that? How do you know that? I'm just curious. Got me a little worried now. Got me a little concerned. Also, is it just me, or we are like not finding any more sheep? No more sheep. In fact, sheep stop spawning apparently once you get 34,000 blocks away from spawn. That's not even that far. We're not even at our first 100,000 yet, let alone our first million out of 15 million. But I haven't seen any sheep. They're just not spawning, which is making me a little worried because I'm gonna need more wool. Like, it's not something I need right this second, but eventually I'm going to need more wool. Google, I've never seen IRL though. It's on my bucket list. See, I was more concerned just how you knew what rotten flesh smelled like, but okay, I'll take your word for it. That you found out from Google and not firsthand experience. Okay, totally. But yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think if I had to answer, like I said, my favorite flower right now would be a tulip, but that's something that changes a lot. Same with like my favorite gemstone. That changes all the time. Not that like I really care that much because I don't really wear jewelry. I actually never wore jewelry before my wedding ring. It's the first time I've ever worn a ring, and it was so weird for me to get used to. Like the feeling of it on my finger was almost uncomfortable at first. I had to really, really get used to having a ring on my finger. But even though I don't wear jewelry, I still have some emphatic opinions about certain gemstones. Ones that I think are pretty, ones that I think are a complete waste of money and hideous, but that's beside the point. It was firsthand, but I definitely wouldn't say that on here. That's fair, you know? You can't implicate yourself. You never know when the police are watching. And I respect that. You gotta keep yourself free of all charges. See, I'm trying to do math with this live stream. And actually, we could do the math. Like right now. I want to figure out how many hours this challenge is going to take. So we are at 34,000. We started this live stream at 24,000. We've been streaming for about an hour. So, while this math is going to be definitely an estimation, and me kind of fluffing the numbers here. Oh, I'm lagging a little bit. I'm obviously going to be estimating with this math, and the numbers are not going to be exact. But we could definitely figure out how long it'll take us to get to Farlands with that metric. Considering we've traveled 10,000 blocks in about an hour, I'm curious. I could probably do the math in my head, but I'm not the best at math, so I'm going to pull up the calculator app here in a second, and we're going to figure this out. Is it possible to breathe? No. I didn't know if there was like an air bubble underneath the ice. Alright, calculator app. Let me pull this up. So if we take 50, or not 15, not 50, 15, not 50. Oh my gosh, I'm losing my mind. If we take 15 million and divide it by 10,000, that is 1,500 hours. That's how long this is going to take us. 1,500 hours. And on average, my live streams are usually about 3 to 4 hours. Let's say 4 for funsies. Divide that by 4. That's 375 live streams. That's how many live streams this challenge is going to take. 375. Wow, I was underestimating yesterday. Yesterday, I thought it was going to take us maybe 100 live streams. No, it's going to take us 375. Now, that number might be a little bit higher than expected because I have been saying, I said at the beginning of the stream, I said it last stream, that I'm going to play this for like YouTube as well. So it'll be like videos. So it won't always be on live. It'll sometimes be in recordings. So it might not be 370 live streams. It might only be like 300. And the other 75 will be like YouTube videos. But yeah, this is going to take a while. What do you normally live stream? That is a great question. A question I should probably answer before people think that this is going to be all of my 300 live streams, the next 300 live streams. This is not going to be the next 375 live streams on my Twitch and TikTok. In fact, this is kind of going to be a backup series. It's going to be secondary to what I'm normally playing. Also, my game is 100% lagging, which means we probably need to restart the game. We learned this last time. This game has a little bit of a memory issue. Let me restart the game real quick and then I'll answer the question. I apologize. I just want to fix the lag before it gets too bad. Thank you for the likes, by the way. Alright, open Java Edition. Beta version 1.7.3. Okay, the game is open. Why? There we go. I was wondering why I wasn't picking up the game on stream. So what I normally play, and it similar to a lot of other things we talked about tonight in my personal life, it'll change from day to day and month to month. Sometimes I'll just be playing like a single player game, and then once I beat that game, I move on to the next. Sometimes I'm really addicted to playing multiplayer games with my friends. Recently, I've been playing a lot of shooter games, but I've been getting bored of them. So I've been thinking of going back to like single player games. For example, I really want to play Mario Wonder. I have owned Mario Wonder for about a month or two now. I didn't get the game when it first came out, but I got Mario Wonder about a month or two ago. And I still haven't played it. And I really want to play Mario Wonder. I know this isn't a great answer to your question because you asked me what I like to play, and my answer is I like to play anything. It changes all the time. But that's kind of the correct answer. I think one genre that I'm always playing are like sim games, like sandbox games where you can build things, similar to Minecraft, but like a more simulated game would be like Planet Coaster, for example, where you build an amusement park. I'm always addicted to that game. It's one of the few games that I don't get bored of. Like, I'm getting bored of shooter games recently. I might be bored of shooter games, but I'm not bored of sandbox simulator games. I think I just love games where you can be very creative and build your own stuff. Which is why I love Minecraft and I love Roller Coaster Tycoon, Sim City, things like that. When do you normally live stream? That's a great question. That's honestly phenomenal question. One of the best questions you could ask. And I wish I had an answer. My biggest downfall as a live streamer is that I do not have a schedule. And it's in part due to the fact that my work schedule is so complicated. So some days at work, I'll work a morning shift and I'll get home in like the afternoon. Then other days with my job, I'll work a night shift and I won't get home until like 1, 2 in the morning. So to answer the when of that question, my live streams are sadly kind of random because it's just based off my work schedule. Oh hey, we finally found sheep. Feels like forever since I've seen one of these. If I don't work that day, I'll stream. Or if I work a morning shift that day and I'm home in the evening, I'll live stream. But if I work like a night shift where I'm not going to get home till 2 in the morning, I'm not going to stream. Especially, I'm not going to stream in the morning before work because I've learned, one, that I'm just not a morning person. I don't wake up very easily and I'm not very energetic. Those live streams are usually very boring. But also, I don't get a lot of viewers in the morning. People are usually at work or in school. So those live streams just don't get a lot of viewership in the first place. So yeah, sadly, I don't really have a schedule, both on the days of the week that I live stream, because the days I work my job are different every single week, and also the time I start my live streams are kind of random, because if I don't work that day, I could start my live stream anytime, but if I do work that day, it depends on when I get home from work. So I know that's a terrible answer. It's my biggest vice as a streamer. I can admit that. But at the very least, I try to always announce my streams on like Discord and Twitter and stuff. So if I am going live at a random time, people at least get a heads up beforehand. What is with the wheel behind you? So the wheel behind me, I haven't perfected it yet. There are different like, there's supposed to be punishments on here, but some of them aren't always viable. For example, one of these is play a Mario Kart course, which, like, if I'm just doing a chill stream like this, I could realistically pause this stream and go play a Mario Kart course. That's kind of funny to, like, temporarily pause the live stream that I'm actively doing right now and instead play one track in Mario Kart. But if I'm playing, like, a shooter game, it wasn't really possible to pause a online multiplayer shooter game to go play Mario Kart. So that one I think needs a little bit more work. I need to workshop that one a bit more and think about it, how to make it better specifically. There are other things on here like eat a snack, which I technically do have a snack nearby. That one was just, I like that idea. The problem with it is I don't always have snacks near me. And in my office space, it's not like a good place to keep snacks. It's not a great excuse. I should just go to the store and buy snacks. One of them I can't do right now. It was put on a new hat, but I don't have any hats near me. See, we came up with a lot of these during an old live stream where I did all of this stuff. But now that I'm not doing that live stream anymore, some of the, like, the props and the special effects that I had are no longer around. Like, I had a bucket of hats sitting next to me when we did that live stream, so I could always change my hat. No cursing for 10 minutes. Drink water, which I could do right now. 2 truths and a lie. I could mute myself for 1 minute. And then that's everything. It repeats. Everything is on the board twice, so it just repeats itself twice. We could spin it for funsies. Like I said, this was for an old live stream that we did a little bit ago, so it's a little outdated, but we can spin it. What are we gonna get? I have to mute myself for 1 minute. All right, I think that was about 1 minute. I should have expected that. Of all the things on the wheel that we could have got, of course it was the one that made me just shut up. That's so funny. Anyways. That was honestly the best outcome. I'm just glad it didn't land on, like, put on a new hat, because I'd have to go to my bedroom and probably wake up my wife in order to grab a different hat. I don't want to do that. I don't want to wake her up. That'd be mean. That would be a little mean. Do you have any pets? Actively, right now, only a dog. I used to have a lot more pets back in the day. But now that I don't live with my... Well, I shouldn't say I had a lot of pets back in the day. When I lived with my parents, we had a lot of pets. Because my parents love keeping a million animals in that house. Sometimes that house is like a farm. It's not as bad nowadays, but like at its peak, at its worst, if you want to use that word, my parents had chickens, ducks, a goose. They had both like turtles that lived in water and turtles that lived on land. I don't know if I'm explaining that correctly, but whatever. They had dogs, cats, birds, so like parakeets. They had a sun conure. They had and still have ferrets. What else? I feel like I'm forgetting something. What am I forgetting? Oh, the rat. It was a rat or like a gerbil or something. I forget. Yeah. They had a ton of animals at peak. But now that I live on my own, I can't afford that. So me and my wife, we have a dog. Just a dog. No parakeets, no ducks. Nothing like too out there. How about you? What kind of pets do you have? Oh, we found another dungeon. Yo, let's go. Wait, this is actually hype. This is actually huge. It's a spider dungeon too. Another saddle. Let's go. Where's the other chest? I know there's got to be one more chest. Thank you. Nah, nothing good in here. I kind of want the cocoa beans. They look like brown dye. These beta versions of cocoa beans literally just look like brown dye. That's so funny. I kind of want it. I will be taking the cocoa beans, actually. That was fun. What a fun little intermission. I have a... Is that supposed to say wiener dog? Or is that a breed that I'm unaware of? Because I'll be honest, I don't know a ton about dogs. So that could be a breed that I've just never heard of before. But I also don't want to assume. Cat, an English bulldog. Oh, and a husky. I love huskies. Huskies are so pretty. I want a husky so bad, but my wife thinks that they're a little bit too loud and emotional. Which is true, but like I still want one. Like that doesn't change the fact that I want one. We used to have sugar gliders and birds. Wait, sugar gliders are also really cool. Those look like so adorable from the videos I've seen. I've never actually seen one in person. I love my husky, but I have to vacuum every day, multiple times. Yeah. That's probably another reason why my wife doesn't want a husky. But I really want a husky, okay? We currently have a corgi. And you would think because he's like a short hair, small breed, just tiny dog that he wouldn't get hair everywhere, but he still sheds like crazy. I don't know if it's because he's getting older or what. But like, oh my god, bro. I'm getting tired of finding hair everywhere. I need to clean up my office, like vacuum my office soon. Because their hair, he doesn't come into the office often, but the hair is starting to like, it's starting to get noticeable on the carpet. Can I see the corgi? I could maybe find a picture. I don't know if I have one on my computer. I don't. Oh my god, I don't know if I do. Jesus Christ, I just spelled that wrong. Give me a second. We can find one. Go to search. Woof. I can just put a link to my own Instagram in the chat. It's not gonna be the best picture though. Where's a good picture? That's such a bad picture. Why are there no good pictures of this corgi? I'll be so honest with you. I might have to do a deep dive on like my own Facebook. Save the picture from my own Facebook. Just to post it in the chat. Because I can't find any pictures. Maybe this dog doesn't exist. He might be an imaginary friend. He's actually a made-up figment of my imagination. Bro, I can't find any pictures of him on Facebook either. What is going on? I'm starting to second guess this dog's existence, bro. What's happening? What is going on? Okay. I truthfully have no clue where to find a picture of this dog. Thank you. I finally found one. Okay. Give me a second. I found one, but it's on my wife's Instagram, and her Instagram is private. So I'm just going to take a screenshot of her Instagram. That took way too long. I want you to know. That was crazy. Just to find a picture, one picture of this dog. Okay. Then let me... I'm just going to put it up on the screen real quick. Go to my screenshots. Scroll down to the screenshot of the dog. Hello? Where's the picture? Did it not save? Oh my god. For some reason, the universe is not letting me have a picture of this dog. It didn't save the picture. Ain't no way. I feel like I'm being trolled right now by my own computer. I feel like I'm going crazy. Okay. Now we save the picture. I'm just gonna put it on the stream. This is the easiest way to do it. Hey, there he is. That took way too long. Can I edit the size of the image? Yeah, he's like a little corgi. Yeah. Anyways, I'm so sorry with how long that took me just to put a picture on the screen. I couldn't find any pictures of this dog. Bro did not exist online. Okay. Anyways, get rid of that picture. All that work just to have a picture on the screen for 2 seconds. Love it. Anyways, back to the game. How many likes have been sent on TikTok? See, my stream program is a little late. It's a little behind. So far, I see 6,000. But I could be, again, behind what you've actually sent on TikTok. Oh, he's adorable. Thank you. I'm so sorry. It took like 5 minutes just to find a picture of him. See, I checked my Instagram, my Facebook, then I went to my Twitter. Very quickly realized I had nothing on my Twitter. So then I had to start looking at like other people's profiles to find a picture of him. I went to my wife's Facebook. She had nothing on there. Went to her freaking Instagram, and then I finally found a picture of him. Took way too long. You see, I had swiped out of the live on accident. When I came back, it dropped because I had got it to like 40k. Trying for 90k? What the heck? Yeah, like I said, my streaming program is always a little behind. So like the likes could be at 40k and it would probably say 10k on my screen. I would not know. I should maybe make a boat, actually. A boat would be much faster right now. 90k is wild. Oh, for a minute there, I was thinking you imagined him. Listen, Rainbow Flakes, I was starting to get a little worried that I imagined the dog existed as well. I was starting to think that he was a figment of my imagination. I couldn't find any pictures. It's crazy. Alright. There we go. That was actually the perfect amount of wood that we needed. Phenomenal. Continue on our journey. We got another nice ocean come up here. This will be the perfect opportunity to take a boat across, save some time, travel a little bit faster. I'm starting to actually love these oceans because we can move way faster on boat than on land. Hey, thank you for the like and saying Rainbow Flakes. Yeah, I don't know. I was struggling. Oh, what a classic song. I feel like I've heard this lo-fi song in like a million YouTube videos. Whether it's like the YouTuber's intro, outro, or they just play it in the background. I've heard this so many times. This is a cult classic. I'm vibing. I'm actually just vibing. Anyways. I think once we get to this shore here, we'll set up a bed. Sleep the night off. I also, gotta be honest with y'all, I might end the stream in the next like 15 to 30 minutes just because I'm getting really tired. It is 2 in the morning, to be fair. But I got maybe another 15, 30 minutes left in me. We got a lot of distance travel tonight. I mean, 10,000 blocks in 1 hour is not bad. It was more than I was expecting, especially considering you can't run. Oh, the lack of a run button in the Minecraft beta might be the most brutal thing about this challenge. Because if you think about it, like, if we could run, traveling 15 million blocks would take half of the time it's going to take us. But instead, we're kind of subjected to this very slow, arduous, like, marathon. A walking marathon. This is basically the equivalent of, like, Sisyphus putting his entire strength into pushing a rock up a mountain. Except we might actually be able to conquer the mountain. Maybe. I don't want to speak too soon. We're only, 35,000 blocks into a 15 million block challenge. But at least we know it's possible. It's just so slow because we can't run. It's crazy to me that they didn't add running into Minecraft until after beta version 1.7.3. Like, that's wild. It took them this long to think, maybe the player should move just a little faster. Anyways, yeah, I'm definitely getting tired though. I can feel like my energy starting to drain and my speech is getting a little bit slower. Much slower than it was at the beginning of the stream. But that's okay. They looked in the future and knew you'd be too powerful with being able to run. You're so right. If we could run, this live stream would only take like, what, 149? That's not the right math. 148. If we could run, this series would only take 148 live streams. Instead, it's probably going to take about 375 live streams. And we're on live stream number 2. That's okay. Like I said, I think this will be a good test of my patience, and this will actually help me become a more patient person. It'll help me, like, almost build up my mental strength. I'll see you in the future on your next live stream. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Have a wonderful evening. Get some rest. Assuming it's night wherever you are, but I hope you get some wonderful sleep the next time you go to bed, whether that's right now or later. Get rest, enjoy yourself, and I will hopefully see you later as well. I don't know, I could live stream tomorrow. This is a fun thing that I literally said yesterday. The opposite. I said the opposite yesterday. I mentioned on my live stream yesterday how I have to work on Friday night, but my shift actually got canceled. They don't need me, so I don't have to work Friday night anymore, and instead we could realistically stream tomorrow. I don't think I'm going to stream this. Like I said, this is going to be more for like whenever I want to relax, talk to chat, and just kind of hang out. This will be my backup gaming series, my backup live stream series. And what's also nice about this challenge that we've set for ourselves is, like I said, we could also work towards it in YouTube videos and in like fun little, what's the word I'm looking for? Who cares? But like we could work towards this in YouTube videos, which is fun. So we don't just have to live stream hundreds and thousands of hours. We could also chip away at it on YouTube and such. But I think tomorrow we'll go back to a normal live stream. What that is, I don't know. Maybe Mario Wonder. Maybe I'll finally play Mario Wonder for the first time. We were talking about it earlier today. Why not? I think Mario Wonder could be a fun new game to start on stream. Oh, it looks like we're coming up to a cliff here. Oh, never mind. I was expecting to have to jump off of a cliff. This is a lot less exciting. Yeah, I think the next time we set up a base camp and I sleep the night away in this oddly small bed that fits in the palm of my hand. Next time we go to sleep, I'll probably end the stream. But we made some really good progress today. That's what matters. Found some more sheep. Love that. These sheep are going to be my best friend. Truthfully. Oh yeah, we'll call it here. But I appreciate everyone that showed up tonight. Thank you to the people that were keeping me company in the TikTok chat and the Twitch chat. I think what makes this series a lot less boring for me, because at its core, I'm just walking in a straight line for 15 million blocks. Like, even though this is one of the most difficult, probably the most difficult challenge you can do in Minecraft, it's also kind of boring. I can admit that. But what makes it a lot more fun, and the reason I'm willing to do this, is because there's people in the chat keeping me company. So I really, really appreciate that. Thank you to the people that showed up tonight to talk and hang out. It's keeping me mentally sane. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, honestly. This is live stream number 2 of potentially 375 live streams of this, but I am more than excited to keep this series going. And while I am well aware this is something that's probably going to take a couple years for me to complete, as long as we keep working away at it in the background, keep just chipping away at it here and there, I'm more than willing to work towards it. All right. Good night. It was fun. Thank you. Have a wonderful night. I agree. This was a nice, relaxing live stream. I enjoyed it. Definitely enjoyed it. We're coming up on our last night cycle here. We'll sleep this night off and then end the stream. What is our current progress so far? Oh, we hit 40,000. 40,000 blocks traveled is not too shabby. I'll take it, actually. It's not bad at all. Alright. Dude, these cows are so loud. Why are they screaming at me? Oh my god. Oh boy. I'm gonna go get some sleep after this. I don't have to work tomorrow. I'm so thankful for that. And like I said, maybe we'll live stream again tomorrow. I wasn't expecting to be able to live stream. I thought I was gonna have to work. But hey, I'm looking forward to it. I'm happy about it. Alright. I think we'll set up base camp over on that little island right over there. Is it worth it? I don't know. It's so slow to swim through the water, but I don't know if it's worth it to even try and build a boat because it's such a short distance. Yeah, who cares? We're ending the stream anyways. It doesn't really matter. We'll just swim, set our bed right up here, and we'll take a short rest for the night. Like I said, thank you to everyone that showed up. Thank you for the likes on TikTok. Thank you for the support in both the TikTok and Twitch chat. Thank you for the 2 follows on TikTok today. And yeah, have a wonderful evening. Hope you all get some rest. I'm going to try to do the same. Otherwise, see y'all later. Peace.